New year, new team, it's the same dream. New Knicks City unis for they stay clean. I just caught mine off of Fanatics in the garden with my hands in the air, we back at it.
What is going on, everybody? You see it. I'm your man, Ron. That's my brother. That's my brother. Okay, I'm here holding it down, folks. Happy Monday night to y'all. I apologize for the delay, but unfortunately, I was trying to fix the SKF phone hotline, and ran into all types of problems dealing with Zoom about it. First off, they cut me off. If anybody remembers, it was maybe about 3 weeks ago. I turned the phone lines on. I was ready for calls, and nobody could call in. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? So, I was like, what the hell's happening? So I was like, maybe it's because I didn't pay it or something. I mean, because it comes directly out of my account. So whatever. I go to pay it. I pay it. And I think, okay, we good to go. Still not working. I'm like, what's happening here? So then tonight I decided to look into it deeper because I called right before the show and it didn't go nowhere. I was like, what's going on here? So basically when I called to find out what was happening, Zoom has raised its rates, folks. So this is why I got to tell you, when you're dealing with internet companies, a big business, when there's no personal approach, you don't get to speak to a person, you're dealing with robots and AI, this is when it becomes an issue. A person could have told me, hey, or a person could have reached out and said, hey, you know what? You're paying this amount. This service package that you have, we no longer offer because we've raised our rates. Now you get all of this, but you got to pay another $8, $10, whatever it is. I don't know. So in essence, folks, I paid for nothing. I'm basically paying for nothing right now because I'm not paying the right amount. I'm paying the old amount, but the old amount doesn't get me anything. Yeah. Anyway, that's where I'm at. And I was trying to speak to somebody to pay the right amount because they have to turn it on. And then I found out, they said, well, because I only have the phone and not their full package, I'm not entitled to customer support. I got to deal with the AI. You can't make this stuff up. Anyway, listen, forget all that. I'm going to worry about one thing and one thing only. The New York Knicks, folks. We are Eastern Conference bound. We are waiting for our opponent, and that's all that matters. Unfortunately, I will not be able to take phone calls tonight, so I appreciate you. But what I can do is, if you do want to talk for a little bit, I can put the link out there in the chat, and you can come on and talk in the background with your camera off like a phone call. So we could do it that way for now until I get this fixed, which I will fix it. I'm just pissed off. And it makes me mad that I'm like, maybe I should switch to a different company. I don't like how I'm being treated. You know what I mean? Anyway, but whatever. It is what it is. It's life. But I just want to say shout out to everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. I apologize for being a little late, but I was trying to fix that issue to make it a little better for the show, but it is what it is. They ain't trying to work with me tonight. So it is what it is. Shout out to the chat. Y'all know where it's at. Dwayne Dennis in the building. What up, Dwayne? Appreciate you. So what up, Ron, SKF? A message from me. And then Craig's in the building. What up, Craig? He said, let's go Cleveland. We're Detroit out. I hear that. Why am I the first like? I don't know, brother. It's a quiet night. First off, y'all haven't seen me on a Monday night in a little while because the Knicks keep playing, so I haven't done a show. And then I didn't even get the chance to start at my regular scheduled time, so some of y'all probably like, oh, he ain't coming on. Well, I'm here, people. Anyway, appreciate y'all. Shout out to JJ. What up, Ron? Peace, bro. Over a week with no Knicks. Damn, I know it's crazy, right? I heard something that said most likely you won't see the Knicks play until at least Sunday. Woo wee, man. I know, Craig. It's always something, brother. It's always something. Can't win for trying sometimes. It is what it is. Shout out to Geraldine McIver in the building, the first lady of still Knicks fans and the Knicks community. Let's go. And also shout out to JJ for both of you guys being members of the SKF Army. Salute to y'all. Bagger Jones is in the building. What up, Bagger? Said, I want Cleveland to win tonight. Then Detroit win the next two. Less time for them to scout our new offensive schemes. I like that. I like where you're going, Bagger. I like that. Wilson Dang in the what up, Wilson? Said, I have never seen the Knicks in the finals. It has to be this year. I'm with you on that. This is the time is now, folks. The time is now. JJ says the Cavs are down 4 at halftime. Okay. Guys, I zone in the building. Said, blessing my brother. Let's go, Knicks. Salute. It is great for OG. That's true, Craig. He does get a chance to get some rest. I think that's a really good thing. We need that. Let me see something here. Yes, listen to Craig, man. Please hit that like button. Show your love, show your support. We need it over here. All right, so what are we looking at here? 60-56 at halftime. Oh, wait, the game started there in the third quarter, so it's 60-56 Cavs. OKC plays right after that at 10 o'clock or whatever. They're up 3-0. The Lakers are done. The Timberwolves and Spurs series is tied 2-2. Sounds like OKC will be waiting for a while, too. It's crazy. And OKC is just running through these teams. It's wild. Can't make it up. I just, if you would have told me that OKC would have became this good, I never would have guessed it, man. I never would have guessed it. It's unbelievable. Sherwin's in the building. What up, Sherwin? Good night to you. JJ says AJ Ewing called up. Excited. Hopefully he gives offense a damn spark. Dude, I don't know, man. They are a wild case over there, bro. I don't know what's happening, man. It's tough. I mean, maybe if it was a different sport, they'd be all right. AJ Ewing as a Patrick Ewing's son or something. Maybe I don't know. But anything related to the Mets right now is terrible. It's horrible. Just terrible. Yeah, man. OKC is the new Michael Jordan. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. I mean, honestly, really, how can you beat OKC? They're a good team, right? You know, they have a solid offense and a fantastic defense, and they got the refs on their side. Like, how do you beat that team? That's the part. That is the part that something has to give. I feel like you guys may think I'm overreaching a little bit. I don't think I am. I feel like the NBA is a soap opera. I think all sports is a soap opera. It wasn't that way before, but I think as time has gone on, these owners, people in power, commissioners, they've realized what the big business really is, and they narrate it to that extent. I feel like OKC is a fantastic team to build the NBA product around. Therefore, they are the Golden Boys right now. They saw the Golden State Warriors were on the way out, and OKC seems to be right in the next in line to kind of take over that spot for a while. They're a young team, so it really gives the NBA what they're looking for. You don't have a lot of bad apples over there, so they're pretty much a clean-cut type of team that the NBA can prop up on a pedestal. That being said, I feel like the NBA knows who they want to win championships. I feel like when right now the way things are going, OKC has the clean road to a championship. But part of me feels like the Knicks are playing so well, despite everything else that's going on, and despite whatever the refs are trying to do, that the NBA might be flipping the script. They might be saying, you know what? New York might be a nice place to win a championship right now. The way they're playing, it would be warranted. People wouldn't think that we're fixing it because they're actually a good team and they're playing really well. That's how you get the championships right there. You start playing well and do what you got to do, and then the NBA helps you out. That's my opinion. I'm just saying. I don't know, but I feel like everything is something. All I know is if there's a time for it to be the Knicks, the time is now. The time is now. I don't care who they face in the next round, whether it be Cleveland, whether it be Detroit. It's going to be a tougher battle. Mark my words. It's not going to be a 4-0 sweep. Some fans might be sipping the Kool-Aid a little bit like, hey, don't matter who you put in front of us, we're going to sweep them. No, that's not how it is. The Knicks have never been that team. And when they do play good teams, it's going to be a battle. I'm not saying you can't expect the Knicks to win. I like that. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I do think that I'm so surprised, bro. Because honestly, guys, I thought the Knicks were going to be able to get to the playoffs, and I thought they'd have a chance to do something this year. But I was really thinking next year was going to be the year for them, because I thought with a new coach and all the new stuff, new offense, defense, I thought it was going to take them a year to get it all right. But I love what I'm seeing now, and I'm so happy that they're picking it up and doing it a lot quicker than I thought. So this is fantastic. This is great. You know what I mean? I can't say enough about it. So anyway, this is what I'm going to do, y'all. Because I can't take real phone calls tonight, like I said, because I'm having an issue with my provider, until I get that fixed and then I can get my phone lines turned on, or phone line turned on, should I say, then I have to do it this way. So if anybody wants to, you are welcome to, take the backstage invite. Like I said, you don't have to turn your camera on. We could just talk like a regular phone call, but you're just backstage on, on the mic or whatever on your phone. However we're going to do it. You can't do it. You can do it from your phone. There's a way. But I'll do it that way. But I just want everybody to know, treat this like a phone call if you decide to accept. This is not like the regular panel show on Saturdays. This is just like a phone call. Anyway, just in case, if anybody wants to, I'll do that. Let me invite. I'll put it out there like that. All right. So let me see what the chat was saying. Where did I leave off? Okay. Andrew Decatur's in the building. What up, Andrew? Good to see you. Salute. JJ says, and OKC has 2 top 20 picks in the upcoming. This is crazy, right? Yo, OKC is stacked. And for a long time, they got picks every year, bro. Listen, I don't know how they did it. I don't know how teams let them do it. They were pretty bad for a long time. They had to deal with that, but damn. Yeah, they stacked. Yeah, I agree. Definitely wants them to be the new dynasty. The way they throw those phantom calls at SGA is nuts, bro. Like, guys, if you're watching the NBA, and I haven't been watching, but I just started taking a look this past 2 days, like kind of getting caught up on what I missed in the other series. The NBA, it's like watching different basketball games. What's been happening with the Knicks and their series, they've been kind of physical, but not that big, not too physical, right? And sweeps and then also, pretty lopsided versus Atlanta those last 3 games. And then you watch the SGA series, the OKC series, and it's like you can't do anything. Everything's a whistle. You can't touch OKC. Even if you get close to them, if you breathe air, it's a foul, right? And then you watch the Minnesota Spurs series. That's a war. And they letting them play. Like dudes is hitting each other in the chest. They roughhousing. They're dropping each other on the floor. I don't even understand what this NBA is right now. You can't have basketball three different ways. Like, call it one way. What is this? Like, meet somewhere in the middle. That's what the NBA should be. It should be a little bit of what's going on in OKC, a little bit of what's happening in the New York series on the East, and a little bit of what's taking place in the San Antonio, Minnesota area. Like, it should be somewhere in the middle of all that, and that should be how basketball is. But no, we got everything's different. It's officiated differently everywhere. It's crazy. I don't even know what I'm looking at. Let me tell you something. If y'all, I don't know, y'all see the highlights. Yo, Minnesota and San Antonio are going at it. I'm like, what? I can't even believe they're letting these dudes play. Like, it don't even seem like it's this year's NBA. It seems like a throwback series. I don't know what to say. Bagger Jones says OKC is proving to people that is saying the NBA becoming the WWE is right. Yeah, I hear that. It definitely looking kind of wild. Gaza Zone says how you beat OKC is unleash Knicks' new play style on them. Hey man, I like that. I'm not mad at it. Craig says SGA would have been injured for anyone to has to be injured for anyone to have a chance. I mean, that's true. You ain't lying. Shadow the Hedgehog in the building says first time viewer, long time fan. What's going on, Shadow? Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. DNL M Almonte in the building. What up, DNL? Good to see you, brother. Says salute. Cavs. What the hell is going on? It was the Cavs was down 4, Cavs up 6. Now the Cavs up 14. What in the hell? Yo, what happened? Sheesh. Now they're up 12, right? No. Shoot. What is that? 4. Yeah, 12. Well, that turned quick. Interesting. Sherwin says OKC has had 15 first-round picks from other teams in the past 10 years. It's nuts. It's crazy. Shout out to the front office. I mean, it's definitely at some point it started to get a little crazy. You were like, okay, what are you doing, OKC? Let's throw some chips in. But they finally did, and it's worked out fantastic for them. Now they got a good team with a bunch of picks, which really means they're a good trade, asset, if you will. But then again, I'm thinking about like, what could you give them? They're already a championship type team, and they look fantastic. What could they want? You know what I mean? Like, you can't, like, you don't want to just, I don't know. OKC is wild, bro. Because like, the point is they're a really good team already, and they got good bench pieces. If you're drafting people, you're adding people to the team, which means people got to go. But you guys are a championship team. You won last year, and you could very well win this year. Like, how do you get rid of the people on your team right now for draft picks? You know, I mean, I guess that's the cycle, but it's kind of messed up, no? It seems like, well, what do you want? You're not happy with what you got? You know, that's what it, as I don't know, the rich get richer, but I just don't know how you can pull that off. It seems weird. You've never seen a team that has this level of assets and they're this good. You know what I mean? Like Golden State was great, but they had mortgaged their future as far as money and luxury taxes. They didn't have a bunch of draft picks. Most NBA teams that are winning championships or championship ready and really good don't have a lot of these assets because they've already spent them to get the talent. OKC's got the talent and still got the assets. This is a one-off. I don't think I've ever seen this before. It is crazy. Okay, he's talking to Craig. Yep, they're up 12. Kareem Grant in the building. What up, Kareem? Says salute Ron in the chat. Much love. Salute to you, my brother. Appreciate you. Travel Vibes in the building. Says salute Ron. Peace to the chat. Let's go, Cleveland. Chris Finch versus Tony Brothers. Oh, man. OKC is the only team able to play physical. Yeah, when you play them, that's how it looks. They're the only team that can do anything. Craig says, I bet you if that was Towns that elbowed a player in their neck, he would have been suspended. Wouldn't be special treatment. I hear you. That was kind of raw, bro. I watched the highlights of the replay. That looked crazy. I mean, I couldn't even justify it when I'm like, well, why would he do that? I mean, someone wasn't even like tangling with him on the ball, like from that angle. It's one thing if he threw his elbow the opposite way, but he threw it the other way where there was nobody tangling with him, and he just wound up, getting Nas Reed. That was wild, bro. I don't know what that was. Sherwood says OKC has a history of oh, wow, interesting. I didn't know that. I mean, I'm not surprised, but I didn't know that. Yes, they do. Wilson, you're right. OKC has to thank the Clippers for their blunder. Monumental mistake. Mets 21-28. Is it wrong for me to be concerned with Danhausen and he has gagged about cursing the Knicks? Dude, don't listen to that. Listen, you brought that up, right? And what has happened since you brought that up? I feel like you brought that up right before game 4 or right after game 4 versus the Hawks. Am I wrong? Or was that right in the beginning of the Philadelphia series? Either way, brother, all the Knicks have done is won and win convincingly. So forget the Danhausen stuff, bro. don't listen to that. Shadow says, wait, so do we want Cavs to go 7? We feeling all right? We are cold for a whole week. Look, this is what I've been thinking, folks. And that's a good question. What I feel like is that, do I want the Knicks to have to sit out that long? No, but there's no way around it. What can we do? The Knicks took care of business and they just have to wait. The bad thing is, yes, they are probably going to be cold. And that first game, there's a chance the Knicks can come out flat, and you hope they can get it together in the game or possibly game 2 of the series. But, sometimes coming out flat could really mess you up. So I hope that that's not the case. But the flip side is, this is what I was, thinking about, folks. The Knicks have a bunch of time for guys with little nagging injuries, little ailing injuries. Karl Anthony Towns has been getting beat up. He's been falling on the floor. Jalen Brunson has been tweaking his ankle, his knees and stuff. This gives them a chance to heal up. Most importantly, it gives a chance for OG Anunoby to heal up, because that's what we really need, right? Also, the Knicks have a chance to work on stuff. They got a chance to work on a couple more things to add to their arsenal, right? You already see the play calling, the scheming is looking good. The plays running through Cat. Cat is diamond all over the place. What if the Knicks could work on even more plays, even more schemes in this next few days, that little wrinkles that they could throw in, maybe some inbound plays, a couple other plays, maybe something they could do, to, alleviate the hack of Mitch a little bit. Maybe, on inbound plays when they know the hack of Mitch might start, they can figure out other ways to get Mitch out of there. I don't know. But either way, my point is, they have a chance to mess around with some things to kind of throw some more wrinkles in there, right? Because the thing about the Knicks is they are trying to be the best at what they're doing. If you guys didn't realize that, they went out and hired one of the best defensive coaches in the NBA in Brendan O'Connor. They got some very good offensive coaches to help them run movement schemes, right? But don't forget, they tried to grab not the architect, because he's the head coach. They couldn't get Carlisle. They tried to get the offensive coach from Indiana who helped create all of the schemes with Carlisle for Indiana. Remember that? when they were doing the coaching search, they tried to get the best. So what I'm trying to say is there's never a time for them not to learn. There's never a time for them not to tweak stuff. The Knicks got a good time right now to really work on some things and get even better. Why not? That's the thing. And, another thing that helps when you worry about time off and being cold is to continue to go out there and practice. So even if they're not playing against a team, Coach Mike Brown needs to run practices with this team, like hard practices, so they work up a sweat, they work up some game action, they're going against each other, and they can get their shots, continue to flow so they don't lose too much time. That's the only thing you can do. But like I said, the other thing is they can work on even better ball movement, because the good thing about being cold is that eventually when you're wide open, the shot's going to fall. And if they can get wide open looks, keep moving the ball more and more and really dicing up the opposing defenses, watch out. And then when they start getting hot, you start to see stuff like what you saw in Game 4 versus Philadelphia. Unconscious shooting, great ball movement, unstoppable Knicks. Like I said, these Knicks are on a mission, folks. It's EPMD albums everywhere. Business never personal, taking care of business, business as usual, whatever. It's all EPMD out here, folks. Let's go. Shout out to the New York Knicks. Bagger Jones says OKC's probably holding on to those picks until SGA starts to slow down, then trade some of those picks for a start. I hear you. Like, they got the gift that keeps on giving. They're going to be good for a long time, folks, because as soon as they start feeling like guys are not producing the way they want, they can ship them up out of there and get something new. They can get young players. They can draft good players. Like, they are going to be in peak position to be good for a long time. And even salary-wise, if they want to cut salary and say, I want to get this guy off my payroll, that's good, but I just don't want to pay this money anymore. I want to keep milking it the way we're doing it. They got so many assets. They might be able to do this for another 10, 15 years because they can flip these picks. And they can draft players that will be good that they can stash on the bench and say, oh, you want him? Okay, this is what I need. Or they can promote and get rid of the higher price talent. Man, they're in a good spot, bro. They're in fantastic shape. Gosh, sheesh. Good for them. But I don't care. I still want to beat them. That's all that matters to me. Let me see. So it's 80-68. 3 minutes left in the third for Cleveland versus Detroit. Met says, because after backlash on Saturday, someone on the panel brought up the Knicks have not been cursed the last 7 games, and Danhausen has said that he'll keep them uncursed for the price of front row seat. Stop it, Mets. Stop it. Don't listen to that stuff. Let me see. DNL says, with time off, Mike Brown can add some new wrinkles to this offense with Cat and some good game plans and film study, plus shoot around to keep the muscle memory sharp. I agree. 100%. That's what I'm talking about, bro. I agree with you 100%. Bagger Jones says, in the meantime, the coaching staff can scout both teams, especially Cleveland, because remember, one game we played against them since Harden joined the team. I know. And they are starting to play better with Harden. I mean, look, like that. The bottom line is Cleveland is better than they've been playing. I know it doesn't look like it because I don't know, maybe it's their mentality, their mental makeup or whatever. But when I saw that they had basically the same team, but they added Harden, they added Schroeder, and they added whatever why am I forgetting his name now? The dude from Sacramento, the guard, the 6'4" guard who plays good defense. I mean, when I found out that they added those two pieces and Harden, I'm like, with already having Donovan Mitchell, already having those bigs over there, That's a good team. Which makes me say, that you have to pay attention. You can't take them for granted. So I wouldn't be surprised if Cleveland came out of that series. But I'm also not surprised if Detroit takes care of business in the long, because Detroit has showed that even when their back is against the wall, when people are hurt, when they got nobody, and it's just Cade wins on his own. Like, Cade has been doing work over there. And then when he's got help, but that's those teams. That's their issue. From the Knicks standpoint, bring on whoever. Let's take on Cleveland. Let's take on Detroit. Let's take on somebody. We don't care. You know what I mean? But all I can say is whoever we take on, it is going to be tougher than what we dealt with Philadelphia. Philadelphia's got some issues, folks. They got some stuff they need to work through. They got a lot going on over there. Sherwood says we have one of the best defensive coach in Rick Brunt. I mean, okay, I don't know if that's his forte and that's what he's been specializing in, and he's been helping the Knicks, then fantastic. We'll take it. All I know is Brendan O'Connor has been one of those guys. So with him, with Mike Brown's knowledge, and if Rick Brunson is the guy over there too, hey, I'm not mad at it. Craig says Brown turned Towns into a player that we lost in Isaiah Hartenstein with his passing that we missed last year in the playoffs. Towns is just a better version. Well, that's true. You're not wrong there. Sherwin says, I hope we can trade up and get OKC's number 12 pick in the draft. I will give up our first and another and some seconds to get Yaxel Lindenberg. Well, listen, man, it'd be nice for the Knicks to come with that mentality, like we can never not be better, right? Because listen, everybody's talking about the big fish and making these trades and bringing in Giannis. I said this before, y'all. Forget Giannis. If the Knicks are playing good basketball, which they are, and they're showing you that they can win these games, which they have, I mean, of course, it's going to get more serious now. Why would you want to break that up? If anything, you would just want to add to it and make it better. You don't got to destroy what you got. If it's working like this, then you need to add to it to make sure it stays this good, right? That means drafting solid players. That's how you keep good teams. It has to be built from drafting and free agency. It can't just be all free agency, right? Or trades. You got to draft some good players. Knicks have done a good job of drafting key pieces, but if they could get some game changers, or a game changer, that would go a long way. And keep in mind, it might be now or never. Part of the reason why we see these Knicks playing this well is because it could be now or never for this team, because there might be some changes. There might be some zip codes changing next off season, because Knicks can only afford so much. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to everything that's happening and everything that's going to be taking place in the near future. I'm not worried about the Giannis sweepstakes and whatever else is going to happen with that. Let me find out a little bit more about this Yaxel Lindenberg. 6'8", 241 pounds. That's serious. 7'3" wingspan. Okay. All right. I see you, Sherwin. Okay. Oh, I don't know. Maybe. I haven't done my deep dive on the draft yet, because usually I haven't done it in the past couple of years because the Knicks have been good and they haven't had a good pick. They got a decent pick this time around, and if they could trade up like what is being said by Sherwin, then they could probably, because I do hear that this is a really good draft for talent, especially like the top 20 kids are really good. So Maybe, folks. We might have to look into something here, folks. All right, let me check this out. Don't mind me. I'm still talking, doing my thing. I could do two. So I'm just going to be kind of looking at some highlights of this guy in the background. But I knew, leave it to, as soon as I read the metrics, I knew, leave it to Sherwin to tell me something different. Sherwin always tells me something different about a player. They say he's listed at this. No, he's really listed at this. Always. All right, let me see. So Sherwin believes Mitch is out of here. I hope not, but you know, he might be. Shaman is out of here. I don't know. If Shaman is out of here. I mean, Shaman has been a key player, and he hasn't he's not like he raised his ceiling that the Knicks have to pay him a whole bunch of money. So I don't know. He seems like he's in a deuce position where the contract is so favorable that they might try to keep Shaman around. Now, Deuce is another story. I don't know about Deuce, man. Deuce is just playing himself into a much more lucrative deal. So I don't know. That's tough. Sherwin says he's 6'10", from Michigan, and he's New York Dominican. I hear you. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Mitchell Robinson is going to be highly suited. You're right. I'm sure that his height and wingspan is not everything that you look at when Sherwin's talking about a player. I'm sure he's looking at more than just his measurables. Okay. I tell you one thing, he's agile. Hey. Oh, okay. He's agile and athletic and strong and quick. Ooh. Okay. I see why Sherwin likes him. Now, I don't know about the defense yet. I'm watching the offensive highlights. And I know you guys are like, well, Ron, we want to see. I'm sorry, y'all. Copyright infringement stuff. I can't. Like I said, if I do the deep dive and we start doing like draft stuff, which we will probably do as the draft gets closer and we look at who the Knicks might target with picks, I'll probably do a draft special and do some highlights of people that the Knicks can realistically pick. Like this guy is a reach right now. And there's no telling if the Knicks will even have the ability to trade up to get this guy. But he's got a good outside shot, good form. He's quick, agile, athletic, solid, size-wise. He's big. He's an interesting player. Kind of like got that Paolo frame. I mean, the only thing I would say is, like I said, I haven't seen the defense yet. But if Sherwin is talking about him, that's telling me something because Sherwin loves defensive guys. He is a lot like Siakam. Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I'm kind of getting from his game so far. I mean, much bigger body, like at this age in college, and so while he's in the NBA, he's probably going to be bigger, and his frame's going to fill out more. So he might turn into like what you would consider a traditional power forward, like a David West type. But I like his game though. He got a lot in his pack in his what do you call that arsenal, in his tool shed. Yeah, he could do a lot of different things. He's got hook shots, good layup package. Obviously, he can dunk, and he can shoot the three. I don't know if I noticed the midi. Haven't noticed the midi, but yeah, look at that athleticism. He's and his handle's not bad too. He's bringing the ball up the court. Oh, yeah. Now, There's no way, man. Unless the Knicks are able to trade up, which the Knicks never show me that level of. When have we seen the Knicks trade up under this regime? We haven't. We've seen them trade back. We have not seen them trade up. And unless am I wrong? Can y'all tell me a moment where the Knicks actually traded up under Leon Rose? All right, I could watch this guy's highlights all day. He's pretty nice. I like his game, Sherwin. He's interesting. Craig, I don't know, brother. He said, how come you can't show clips of plays when I see many other channels doing it every single time? Do you have to pay to be able to do it? I don't know, brother. I don't know what that's about. I will tell you that after watching what a lot of my peoples have gone through, watching what Sim has gone through and Nothing But Knicks, and how they demonetized his channel because he was showing clips and stuff. And so he makes it so that the clips are very small now on the screen. But yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. But it also could be, so this is what I want to say. I think the bigger channels, they may not have an issue, because I do know that if you're really big and you have a really big following, you can get a license agreement or something of that nature where you can show certain things. I don't know how much you have to pay or whatever that is, if that's the case, but there's something out there like that. And then here's another one. There also is some channels out there that don't care about YouTube money or super chats and stuff like that. They care about other types of revenue, like sponsorships, and they get big sponsorships and different things. So some channels don't even care if they get copyrighted. They just show whatever they want. I'm not that channel. A lot of us are not those channels because we don't have the luxury of getting any sponsorship money to offset anything. But that would be nice to just be able to do what I want. Woody in the building says Mitch's expensive new contract. Yeah, it's going to be expensive. Oh wait, that guy's 23. He's a perfect fit for a win now team. And is a good replacement for somebody that you may not be able to hold on to. So I see your point. He's got some experience behind his belt. Okay, I got you. And he's not a project. He's already already solid player. Mighty Funny in the building says, I saw Brittany Griner at the airport. She was using the urinal next to Okay, that's not funny. I know it was, but all right. Craig says, but if that was the case, wouldn't YouTube shut them down completely? There's got to be something more to this. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. That's interesting though. I don't know. Good question. I don't know. I gotta see. I gotta look into it, Sherwin and Craig. Really? Yeah, I gotta look into that. I'm definitely interested to find out more about it, bro, because I gotta tell you, I mean, you guys, listen, if you've watched my show from the beginning, you've watched me go off air. So you've seen them get me. They get me behind the scenes, and then they've got me on air. They got me like 3 or 4 times when I was showing, especially when we do the college basketball stuff. The NCAA don't play, yo. They was shutting me down. Every time I try to show college highlights, they would black out the show for a little bit. I'm like, wow. Now, I don't know if things are a little better now that it's not pay to play, but like that they're paying the students finally. I don't know if things have changed a little bit more, but all I know is they were copyrighting me out the wazoo. That is crazy. That's a crazy story, sure. And he was a video game nerd and didn't want to go to college. His mom shut the video game nerd crap down and forced him to go to college. He had no scholarship. That is nuts. And he's this talented and didn't really play until 18. That is crazy. Wow. Interesting. Oh, we'll see. All right, let me do my check-in, see what's going on in this game here. Wow. This one might be over soon, folks. 97-77. The Cavaliers are up. I mean, don't get me wrong. Honestly, on paper, the Pistons are a really good defensive team, but they don't, in my opinion, they don't have enough to compete with a solid defensive team and a really good offense, in my opinion, because you can't just have Cade. You need more than Cade. Let's see what's going on. Let me look at this box score, see what's happening for them. Tobias Harris has 14. Cade has 12. Well, that's a problem. He's not shooting well, so that's part of that. And Karis LeVert has 22. And if Karis LeVert didn't have 22, they'd be really getting smacked. Yeah, this is one of them nights where Cade is not like on his A game, I guess. That's the problem that you face. I mean, look at this. They got 3 guys in double figures in the fourth quarter. And the 3 guys are Cade Cunningham, Tobias Harris, and Karis LeVert. That's not saying, oh, wait, sorry, my bad. They got the aforementioned Paul Reed as well with 13 points. Unbelievable, man. Paul Reed went from being a bum who talks too much in Philadelphia to an actually decent player in Detroit. It's crazy. Shocking. All right. Cade is a turnover machine now. He's having issues like that, huh? Yeah. He's got 4. Jalen Duren's got 4. Asur Thompson's got 4. That's 12 turnover. I mean, that's 12 turnovers between 3 people. And then they got a couple more turnovers too. 15. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even take a look at the Cavs. Who's cooking for them? Oh, Donovan Mitchell is cooking 33. And James Harden's got 24 and 11. See, that's the James Harden you want. If he's on your team, this is the guy you want. You don't always get this guy. And Evan Mobley is solid with 15. The only thing about Evan Mobley is I feel like Evan Mobley needs to take that next step. Like this 15, 4 and 5, and 5 blocks though. Whew, that's nice. I feel like Evan Mobley is like he's ready to take that next level to be like a 20 and 10 type guy. But I don't always see that from him. Maybe he needs more weight on his body to be able to box out and hold his ground better. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Or maybe he spends too much time on the perimeter. Who knows? I mean, but that's not the greatest excuse, because if Cat can spend all the time he spends on the perimeter and still give you the double doubles, nah. Although I do feel like Cat's got to work a lot harder these days because of the way the Knicks are using him. He's got to really do a lot out there. You know what? No, I don't know them like that, but maybe. Like I said, I'm gonna figure it out, brother. I'm gonna figure it out because I really don't know what the case is. I don't know why it's an issue. Sherwood says, Ron, this Cat is not the same player. Cat as a point center is outstanding. He is phenomenal at doing that. And honestly, just hearing hearing from other people talk about it, from what Cat probably feels, is that this is what he really wants to do. This is the type of player he wants to be. Yes, he wants to shoot and score and stuff and be that guy, but he likes passing the basketball. It's interesting. Who knew? I'm not mad at it, bro. It's making the Knicks great. So keep it going, Cat. Keep it going, man. And the other thing, there's so much writing. There's a storyline here, folks. And I just want it to come to fruition. I'm wishing the best for these guys, man. Not just for us as Knicks fans, but I really want the best for these guys because they really want to win this. Like Brunson wants to win it. He wants to win it. Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, like Josh. Okay, you run down the line. Brunson wants to win it because obviously the naysayers, everybody's saying small guard can't do it, blah, 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 so his reason. Josh Hart wants to do it because of the Villanova connection and everybody, second guessing that whole thing. Like, oh, he's playing with his buddies. And then, this is a mistake putting all these guys together. All they do is podcast and they ain't serious. And, so he wants to prove that is wrong. Mikal wants to prove that he is a really good piece to help this team make it to that level of championship caliber. Plus, he's already flirted with that. I mean, he's been on a good team. The Phoenix Sun team was fantastic. And for it all to kind of fall apart and in the playoffs, that was a slap in the face. I'm sure Mikal wants to atone for that. Plus, he's had a terrible season. So I'm sure he wants to atone for that. Right? That's why he's been looking great in the playoffs, and he wants to win. You put all that aside, right? And you think about the other guys who obviously want to win. OG wants to win again, right? Last time he won, but he wasn't the biggest focal point of the team. He was a part of it, but like Kawhi was the real guy on that team. But now he's one of the guys, and he wants to win and also show how good he is and that he's warranting the money that he's getting, that he is a two-way player, right? But outside of all that and all the other guys that, want to win and all this stuff, Karl Anthony Towns wants to win, to prove something to himself, but also I feel like he's doing this for his moms, I feel like lately watching him and the stuff he's been talking about, like he's really trying to do something special in her eyes. So I really want the Knicks to win, man. I think it'll be dope. It'll be a hell of a story. And I want to be on a float. I want this content creator float to happen down the Canyon of Heroes, Wall Street, all that good stuff. I want the content creator float, and I want a real content creator float. Because this is the problem. When you say stuff like this, people take your idea and they run with it. I don't want to see a Knicks Fans TV, Knick Film School float. I want to see a content creator float. Could be Knick Fan TV, Knick Film School, nothing but Knicks, still Knick fans, Knicks and Bruises, Knick of Time show. Ooh, that'll be interesting. Knicks Real Talk. You know what I mean? Like I want to see all. Make the float big enough. Put us all on it. You know what I mean? You want to have Knick Fans TV out in front with Knick Film School? That's cool. But let us be on the float too. Let us all get a side of the float. You know what I mean? Put us up in there. But we'll see. It can't happen if nobody mentions it. And since I can't mention it to the right person, so I don't see how that's going to happen. Craig says Cat is our version of Magic Johnson with the bullet Michael Vick passes. But yes, yeah, if he could just calm down with some of his passes. And Josh Hart too. Yo, Josh threw that pass in the stands. I was like, Josh, come on, man. What are you doing? Got to calm down with these bullet passes. Craig says they know they missed out on a big opportunity last season. I'm with you. Yeah, they really did. I mean, they missed out on opportunities the last two seasons. Last season and the year before that when everybody was hurt. Terrible. It was just bad timing, bro. Really terrible. Sherwin says Bridges with this new ball movement as a cutter is outstanding. Bridges is not a go and stand in the corner play. I agree. And if you notice, what Bridges is doing now is what he was doing to start the season. That's why I was like, man, this offense could really be something. And Bridges might be the best player. I was remember in the beginning of the season, I was saying that Bridges and Deuce looked the most comfortable in Mike Brown's system. It's because of that, because they were shooting well and they were cutting to the basket and everything was flowing right because of their movement. And then somehow we got away from that movement. And then somehow we got away from sharing the ball. And then somehow we got away from understanding how to use our big man. And that's how the Knicks kind of started to fall apart. But thankfully, they've been able to right the ship and get back to what we need them to do in order to play the way they're playing them. They've won 7 in a row in the playoffs, guys. Listen, this is phenomenal. Can't be mad at it. Shout out to Raphael, Knicks podcast. What up, Raph? Said still Knick fan salute. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, I mean, this is a really good time. Really good time. And, you know, I'm not a superstitious person, so I don't really believe in that type of stuff, but I do believe in alignment, right? And I believe that sometimes the stars can align for things to happen. The Knicks started off in that Atlanta series. You thought it was going to be a good series. They won that first game, and then they struggled those next 2 games. But after those next 2 games, the trajectory that they are on now from that lesson that they learned is incredible to see what they've taken from that and applied it to the rest of their game. And they have become a machine, and they've won 7 in a row. Then you say, oh, man, OG gets hurt, but we need him. Oh, we got to win these games without him, and we do it. Not only do we win, but in the last game, the close game, we win convincingly without OG. The first game without him, we won pretty well. That was a solid game. The next game, we blew them out, like smoked them without OG. So from that standpoint, you already encouraged. And then now that you sweep the team. So you give OG the rest that he needs to get better and healthy so you can get him back to full strength. You can't ask for a better scenario, folks. I'm just saying. The only bad thing is they could get cold, and there's a chance that first game could be iffy. It could be iffy, and that's not what you want, because you definitely want to win that first game. But it depends. It's going to be a tough first game either way, because if the Knicks play Cavaliers, you're going against the Cavaliers, you have home court, but you're rusty. If the Knicks play Detroit, then you're playing in Detroit and you're rusty. It's tough. It's a tough one. Just got to take it. Sherwin says alignment is not in the Bible. It is nonsense. I mean, you could believe whatever you believe. I don't know what you believe, and I'm sure if I talk to you for long enough, you're going to tell me something that I may say, that's interesting. Well, you may not believe that that's for you, okay? I believe that alignment is true. I also believe that there is other things that are in this world that is put in front of us that keeps us okay. I feel like I could have been in many situations in life, or my family could have been in many situations in life, and we've avoided it. Not because of our great decision making, but because something may have kept us away from that. You can say it's a higher power or whatever. I'm saying things align however they align. You can call it whatever you want to call it. And I don't believe in horoscopes and signs either. I'm not that type of dude. Sorry. So I'm just someone that believes that things can align for you, and you have to take advantage of that. You don't want to call it alignment, call it something else, Sherwin. Well, I hear you. But let's not get religious here. This is about sports. Sports and religion is always kind of funky. But I hear you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. That may be the case, Craig. That may be the case. I can believe that too. So if that's the case, could he not be creating the alignment? I just said it's alignment. I didn't say who's the creator of it. Just saying. Just saying. But either way, this is a great time. Our New York Knicks are playing fantastic basketball. The rest of the NBA, as each game passes, is on notice and is waking up. Even the haters are starting to come around to the fact that we are better than they thought. And when we play right, they see that we're, there's a GM. You guys remember that when Brian Windenhorst had that conversation like 3 months ago with the NBA executive, and he said that the best team in the Eastern Conference is the New York Knicks. And no one really was like, I don't know about that. And even Windenhorst was like, are you sure about that with all the issues they got? And the guy was like, doubled down and said, yes, the best team in the Eastern Conference is the New York Knicks. I don't know who that GM is. I do think it's from Miami, but whatever. I'm gonna, I don't know who he is, but that's a smart GM over there. I think he saw something. So I'm gonna go with, that this is the time and whatever. I don't know nothing. I'm not saying it's destiny. I'm just saying the Knicks can make their own destiny. They are in the driver's seat. They can command what their future is going to look like. They got to go out there and do what they got to do and get it done. The one, like I said, this is the EPMD Knicks, yo. All the albums, taking care of business, business never personal, business as usual. It's the New York Knicks. They taking care of business, folks. Shout out to them, man. DNL says Knicks in 5 for whoever. I like it. I'm gonna see. If to me, I'm gonna say if it's the Cavs, Knicks in 5. If it's Detroit, Knicks in 6. My opinion. I don't know. That's how I'm feeling. I mean, that's great. I mean, that's good. That's good that we have that on the team. Look, the one thing about this New York Knicks team is we got some good players. I mean, good people, not good players. Good people is what I was trying to say. And I think I feel like the New York teams lately have been trying to have high character players on all of the teams. I feel like that's the direction these teams have been moving in. They don't want to have the bad apples and deal with the bad press and all that other stuff. They want to have good people. Yeah, Craig, Deuce is a special person. He's a really good dude. I agree with you. That's why, have you guys noticed, like, Deuce is the one Nick, and I'm not saying that the other Knicks are not good. I'm saying he's so outgoing. He does all the shows. He does all the meet and greets. Like Deuce goes, he's one of the few that pops up everywhere. Deuce is a really good dude. Shout out to Deuce. DNL says, I was thinking Knicks in 6 for Pistons too, because we'd start on the road, but I can also see them steal 2 road games. Yeah, I mean, listen, it can happen. It can happen. The way the Knicks are playing right now, I'm not taking anybody over them. Like I said, and I've been saying, the only team that to me gives a little bit of angst is the OKC Thunder. That's the only team that I'm like, the Knicks got to play to win against OKC. They got to go out there and execute and get it done. No quarters off. Really like tough basketball to beat OKC, because OKC is young, they're athletic, and they're really defensive minded. That's so you just got to lock in. And you're dealing with the refs too. But that's too far down the line right now. It's not that far down the line, but it's too far right now. Let's worry about the Eastern Conference and worry about who we might have to take on, because it's going to be a battle. Deuce is not a free agent, but doesn't he have an opt-out? Let me check, because I feel like that was the case, but because they kept talking about Deuce's contract, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's just his walk year. Deuce McBride contract. Let's see, folks. No. Oh, you're right. He's locked in for one more. Okay. All right. So Deuce is not going nowhere. Oh, we cool on that. I swore maybe it wasn't him who has that opt out. Then who is it that has an opt-out on the Knicks? I'm tripping. I don't know. I can't see it right now. I'll worry about it next time. And also, she's a very nice person too. Shout out to her. She was doing interviews prior to Deuce doing interviews. When Deuce couldn't do the interviews with some of the content creators, she did like one or two. Shout out to her. She did Knicks fan Brazil. I think, is she Brazilian? I don't know. But anyway, I think she did Knicks fans Brazil. I remember I saw that. That was pretty dope. So shout out to her, man. She is Trini. Okay. No, that's good. That's good. All right, let's see. Let's see what this is at now. 2 minutes. Yeah, this one's over, folks. 109.94 with 2 minutes and 42 seconds left. Cavs are going to tie this series 2-2. Amen. Look, just enjoy it for what it is. Knicks fans, just hope that your team continues to work, continues to keep themselves loose, and continues to put up the shots. You know what I mean? Keep shooting, man. Don't take no. I think this team is so focused right now. I'm sure they're practicing and getting shots up and not just chilling. So, but Donovan is cooking 42 over there. Okay, Donovan. Very nice. All right, guys. Well, that's pretty much it for my show. Unfortunately, like I said, I couldn't get the phones to work tonight, but I'm going to make sure I fix that situation before my next show. And it sucks because if I had known that I was not going to be able to have the phones, then I would have done graphic stuff and I would have just had different things for us to look at and talk about. But I thought I was going to have phones, so I didn't do that. And who suffers from that? You guys suffer. And I suffer because I want to bring you guys the best content. So it is what it is, guys. But, it's all right. We'll fix it. We'll get it right for the next one. But I want to say thank you guys for tuning in. I know it's a very busy night. As always, Mondays for Knicks content is always crazy. Everybody and their mama be having a show. And I just thank you for tuning in and showing me some love over here when you can. Shout out to all y'all. But I'm gonna expect some collaboration soon. Because definitely now that we're going into the Eastern Conference, I want to start, chopping it up with people because now we're getting to the point of doing some stuff once again that we haven't done in a while. So I want to get back to chopping it up with some people. So stay tuned, y'all. Sherwin says ball game is just about over with the Cavs. Yep. All right, y'all. Once again, tell a friend who tells a friend who tells another friend. Still Knicks fans will be back again, whether it be on Monday nights at 9 p.m. ish for SKF Weekly. Myself, my brother John, my brother Jose holding it down on the ones and twos. So, guest appearances. Or in the middle of the week, if I can put together a show. We'll see. We'll see. I think it might be time to put something together this week for the Mets and Giants and a little bit of Knicks if people want to talk about it. But Mets and Giants, definitely. Giants, it's a very optimistic time. Some good stuff going on over there. And the Mets are just terrible. So we'll see. But you'll definitely find me on Saturdays at 11:30 a.m. for Know the Ledge. So stay tuned for that, folks. Continue to follow. Shout out to everybody. Smash the like button if you haven't already done so. It costs you nothing, but it is great for everything we got going on and means a lot to us. If you don't know what it looks like, it looks a little something like this. Yeah. Please. Thank you. Smash that like button if you haven't already done so. I appreciate all the love and support. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. Shout out to everybody on X and those who might be tuned in on Facebook. Let's just keep it going, man. We need more of this. Deuce to the trade. I love it. I love the fact that Deuce has turned this game around again after the injuries and got back to playing Deuce type ball, shooting at a high clip from three. Fantastic, man. Deuce. There's a reason why Deuce is one of my favorite players. It just something about the guy, man. He just embodies New York. Love it. The football mentality. I don't know what it is, but it's something about him. Shout out to him, man. Anyway, thank you guys once again. Don't forget, I'm going to hit you with it at the end. We are blessed and highly favored to wake up and be a part of the earth for whatever it is. Check on your loved ones, family members, and friends. And don't forget to get yourself checked because you never know. Don't take your life for granted, folks. Today is never promised. Tomorrow's never promised. Today is granted. So take what you can do today and make for a better tomorrow. Shout out to Danny Landis here on my second job overnight. Oh, wow. Oh, man. Well, I hope it goes good for you. Hope it goes smooth, Danny. Appreciate you. Tell Lucas I said what's up, and I hope everything's good, man. I hope you're excited about these New York Knicks. I'm about to be out of here, but I appreciate you, my guy, and thank you for tuning in as always. I know I do. I probably do, Craig. I feel like I do too, but it's just tough because I don't like to jump in on people's time zones, right? Because we sharing a community. But I gotta figure it out. I hear you though. Anyway, y'all take care of yourselves, man. Have a great rest of your night. Let's go Knicks. We're going to have to be dealing with nothing for a week, but it's okay. Let's enjoy this time, man. And remember, be good. If you can't be good at it, y'all. Shout out to Lucas. Lucas is great. Practice tomorrow. Oh, nice. I'm glad to hear that, brother. Appreciate you, Danny. Make sure you tell him I said hello. Thursday then? Maybe Thursday. The problem is I find myself always having the opening on Friday, but I hate having to do it on Friday because then I got to do a show again on Saturday. So I know it would be much better if I could do it on a Wednesday or Thursday, the latest. We'll see. Maybe. I'm gonna see, brother. All right, y'all take care. Like I said, have a great night and let's go Knicks. Whenever they get to play again, maybe Sunday. Later, y'all. I'm out.
New York Knicks. First. Go Knicks.
We can finally, start playing, man. So much talk this whole summer. It's felt like so long because we've had so much to talk about. At times it's been kind of slow, but we've been talking, right? But we've actually had a really good off season for this New York Knicks team, and it's been very active. There's been a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, Knicks family, we in the building. I am the Objective Fan from the Objective Knicks Fan channel. And I'm going to give a big salute to Ron and John from Still Knicks Fans.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Knicks family, I'm Stephanie, a.k.a. Blood Sweat Tears. We are still Knicks.
What's going on, everybody? It's your girl, Lady and the Chef, from Two Knicks Chicks Podcast. Still a Knicks fan.
What's good, party people in the place to be? It's your main man.
What's up, everybody? This is Steve Black 21 at Two Knicks Chicks Podcast, and I'm still a Knicks fan.
Yo, this is your boy Sim from Nothing But Knicks. Through all the struggles, through all the heartache and pain, ladies and gentlemen, I am still a Knicks fan.
Peace, y'all. This is Apollo Reed from the Garden Knicks crew. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm still a Knicks fan.
I'm still here. We're still here. Still Knicks fans. It's a fandom. It's a lifestyle.